The Pope passed away this morning at 7:35 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can look in someone's chart to see their death. And I wanted to use his chart as an example because he has a confirmed birth time. Now, I want to preface this by saying just because you have some of these transits does not automatically mean that you are going to die. But again, there are certain factors that have to be activated in someone's chart when they do die. And yeah, but first, moonworldmommy.com to book a birth chart reading. I can answer any of your questions that you have about your life in astrology. But no, I will not predict your death or tell you when you're going to die. So don't fucking try it. The first thing that stood out to me is that he has Pluto transiting his 8th house. Pluto is the modern ruler of death, and the 8th house is the house that represents death. Again, all Cancer risings are not going to die just because Pluto is transiting their 8th house. I'm a Cancer rising. I don't expect to die within the next 20 years. But again, he was 88 years old, so there's that. But what's also interesting is that Pluto is conjunct the ruler of his 4th house and the ruler of his ascendant. Now, it's interesting because, like I was saying, when someone dies, there are things that have to be activated. The 8th house is always going to be activated because the 8th house is the house that represents death. The 1st house or the ascendant ruler is going to be activated as well too, because the 1st house is the house that represents you, your person, your physical body. So of course, if your physical body perishes, there would have to be something there that would make sense. And then also the 4th house is because the 4th house is the house of endings. The 4th house is a house that's associated with ancestry, your roots, and the 4th house is often activated as well when people die. Those are the main 3 things that I look for in death. So he has Pluto conjunct the ruler of his ascendant, and he has Pluto conjunct the ruler of his 4th house. So there's right there, Pluto being in his 8th house, but being conjunct the rulers of his 1st and his 4th house. That checks all the boxes right there. And interestingly enough, he's having a lunar return. So like if he would have stayed alive a little bit longer today, he would have had his exact lunar return. But again, being that the moon is the ruler of his chart, that activates his chart that activates his 1st house in just a multitude of different ways. And also when I look at his IC, which is the angle that again is associated with your roots, your foundation, and again endings from that standpoint, it's being aspected by Mars, it's being aspected by the Sun, it's being aspected by Neptune and Pluto. Like there's just a lot going on there. And Pluto is opposing transiting Pluto is opposing his natal Pluto. All of those planets that were retrograde are aspecting his natal Pluto as well too. Like his chart is just super activated right now. So it's not a surprise to me that he did pass away. And again, we did know that he's been having health issues for a while. So rest in peace.